What about you, Spence? Did you hate his project?
Mm, nah, I was surprised. I actually liked it, to be honest with you. I was surprised I was going to like Plugs I Met too.
What'd you think of it?
I wasn't a fan of the first one, but this one, it was good. I don't know where I place it so far. Granted, it's still early in the year. I think we're in the second quarter now in terms of music. I have to wait to see what else comes out, but it's a good project. I don't know. It's just a good project. I'm just waiting for Tana Talk 4 at this point, man. Like, he says some dope stuff on this album, but I think the best song, my favorite song off this album is Survivor's Remorse. So,
okay, that was a dope song. I think Plugs I Met 2 shits all over the first one. And
oh, absolutely.
I don't even think there's a debate. I listened to both projects back to back too, just to see if it was like recency bias. Like, no, it's just Plugs I Met 2, quality wise, it is a better piece of work. I think Plugs I Met 2 right now might be the best rap project that dropped this year, as far as just music goes. With that being said, of course, I think this is just, hey, this is just the appetizer to a much bigger main course meal. If the next project is Tana Talk 4 or whatever he decides to call it, if this is kind of like, hey, a preview of what's to come from Benny, we're probably going to be talking about Benny as like, hey, not the face. He might be one of the faces of where rap is going into in the next couple of years. I enjoyed Plugs I Met 2. I recommend anybody who likes real rap music to listen to Plugs I Met 2. If you like Lil Pump and Stick in the Booty Autotune guy, listen to them. But if you like real rap music that they're talking about, this is your guy. This is the guy, you know. Even Drake was showing mad love. A lot of people were showing him mad love over this weekend, over the project. So Plugs I Met 2 is definitely a good project from Benny.
I think the dopest thing about having this project is that I have the vinyl and I'll be able to hear the instrumentals on the backside. And I think like the production of this project was pretty well done. Like, you know, especially like there's a few songs, the song with 2 Chainz, I really fuck with that beat. The song with Chinks on it, that beat's pretty fucking dope. So I'm excited just to hear those play, you know, when I get that.
I didn't even realize the vinyl comes with the instrumental with it as well. Like, that's going to be pretty dope. I know it was that joint, and then also him, French, and Jim Jones, which I think was pretty dope also. I was saying something before about it where French and Jim Jones, at one point in time, they had a huge tiff for like in the past decade.
That's it.
Yeah, like it was they had like a huge beef for like in the last decade because of like Max B and stuff. Granted, Jim came out vocally and said how he feels about Max still, but it's good to see that that beyond the reconciliation, you have him, French Montana, Jim Jones, French Montana, and Benny the Butcher on a song that's produced by Harry Fraud, who essentially came in with French Montana also. So, and on top of it, Jim has that project produced by Harry the Fraud. So,
last thing I want to say, and I want to hear your guys' thoughts. I know, Spence, you already said that Survivor's Remorse was your song. For me, there's 2 songs on there that I really enjoyed. Plug Talk with 2 Chainz, and I like No Instructions. I thought those 2 songs really was like, okay, these are dope ass songs. The second thing I want to say is Harry Fraud, he might be in the running as producer of the year. He's dropping some gems so far in 2021. And it's carrying over from last year, because last year he did some collaboration efforts as well. Like, for example, the joint with Larry June. This might be a Harry Fraud year. Shouts out to Harry Fraud. Hopefully he keeps on going and he keeps doing his damn thing.
No, that's absolutely. I agree with that. Like, I think I'm curious to see what comes from this definitely for the rest of the year, because like you said, he created a good pace. He's creating a great pace for himself, from Larry June last year to having Jim Jones this year to now Benny the Butcher, who's, I think we all can agree, out of just those 3 artists, Benny the Butcher is the biggest artist out of those 3 in terms of music relevance.
Correct. Right? Yep, I agree with you. Yeah.
So I think hopefully we get to see one of those years similar to what we saw with Alchemist, where he's just producing classics or just almost classics on a lot of dope artists' albums. So I can't wait to see more from Harry Fraud. So
yeah, absolutely. And he also did a joint with Jay Worthy as well. Kind of like, you know, sleeper type joint, but I still fucks with it. Plugs I Met 2, quick rating, you know, what would you guys give it out of 5 stars? If just on top of your head.
I think me off the top of my head, I give it a 4. I was thinking about this the other day because if I give Burden of Proof a 5, I got to give this a 4. And I don't mean to say that to compare the two, but like just in terms of quality, like it's good enough to be a good, you know, project, like very solid, but it's not something where I'm just like, hey, like this is going to be probably the best thing I've heard all year. Like it's good, you know, definitely good enough to give a listen.
Yeah, I would give it a 4 also. It is a good project, but it's just not, like I said, I'm waiting for Tana Talk 4 at the end of the day. When it's all said and done, that's what I'm waiting on. So to me, it's a good project, but there's certain elements I feel like are missing that I can't put my finger on that gives it that 5 status. So